You may have heard somewhere that near-death experiences are not merely strange dreams, but rather a gateway to another world, where you can reunite with departed loved ones or meet the Savior you've long awaited. And in those moments, you will witness with your own eyes wonders beyond imagination, mysterious events that defy all human reasoning. But are these stories merely illusions, or are they messages from the other side, important signals we have carelessly forgotten? Prepare yourself for an unbelievable, horrifying tale of a boy who crossed the boundary between life and death. Not only did he stand before God, but he also returned with a mission that could shatter everything you believe about this world. Imagine waking up after an accident that nearly took your life and receiving a message from Jesus himself. This is the story of Landon Quigley, the lucky boy who survived a horrific accident and from then on carried a meaningful mission within him. What did the boy witness in the afterlife? Who did he meet? Join us as we follow Landon on his miraculous journey, transcending the boundary between life and death and bringing back unimaginable discoveries. On a peaceful Sunday afternoon, October 19, 1997, the Quigley family drove their Pontiac Sunfire home after attending church. Landon, the young boy sitting in the back seat, while his parents, Julie and Andy, sat in the front. Everything was normal until the sudden tragedy struck. As she crossed the intersection, Julie suddenly recalled the moment her husband had abruptly shouted, but in the chaos, his words vanished instantly. Everything changed in the blink of an eye. The ambulance speeding through the intersection crashed into the family car, and the violent collision left Landon's parents seriously injured. It's truly heartbreaking that Andy couldn't. I didn't see him shouting anything, nor did I spot an ambulance, but I remember vividly the sound of him screaming. It was the last sound I heard from him. For Landon, the situation grew increasingly dire. After the accident, it took the rescue team some time to locate him in the wreckage. By the time they found him, he had stopped breathing. The rescue team did their utmost to save the boy, but his condition remains critical. Landon was airlifted to a nearby hospital. S fight for survival in the hospital is not over yet. That day, he didn't. But after experiencing clinical death in the hospital, Landon witnessed a true miracle. At just 8 years old, Landon Whitley had a supernatural encounter in those life and death moments, when the boundary between life and death was unbelievably thin. When Landon Whitley reflects on the strange and deeply mysterious experiences from his near-death encounters, a sense of calm and serenity fills his soul once more. Every time he approached the door of life and death, he didn't feel it was the end, but rather like stepping into a wondrous journey, a place free from pain and untouched by sorrow. You felt as if you were lifted up and transported into a strange space, an entirely different world, one filled with mysteries beyond human comprehension. That is a heavenly realm, where radiant golden light shines from all directions, and vast roads paved with gold stretch endlessly, as if opening the way for an eternal journey. In that moment, he was lost in a strangely peaceful feeling. You can feel the presence of Jesus, a sensation that's truly beyond words. Jesus appeared before him, and the light radiating from him was not blinding but gentle, warm, overflowing with love and forgiveness. Even though he was only 8 years old at the time, he clearly sensed that he was the Savior, the one he had heard mentioned in the preacher's sermons. But it didn't stop there. Jesus didn't just stand silently watching the boy. He also offered a warm smile and reached out his hand as an invitation, while sending him a mysterious message. Every word he spoke carved into his heart a firm belief that he was always present, there was nothing to fear. But what left people both terrified and awestruck was that besides Jesus, the boy also beheld angels. Those angels are not vague shadows or myths as you imagine, but radiant beings, emanating an indescribably gentle and warm light. They spread their wings wide, soaring around, not only to protect but also to guide him on this journey. You feel the unconditional love and protection from the angels. Without saying a word, they can still speak to you through their warm smiles and gentle gazes. One of them gently touched him, and instantly, he felt an uncanny peace. All his worries melted away. One of the most magical and profound experiences of his life, alongside encounters with angels, was the moment he was reunited with his father. Though his father had passed away before he could witness those wonders, in heaven, he saw him again as clearly as if he were still alive. Father Landon approached with a warm smile, his eyes brimming with love. He didn't need to ask why his father was here. Deep in his heart, he already understood the answer. T say a word, only silently looked at him and gave a slight nod, an acknowledgement that every challenge he. The fleeting moment of reunion with his father made him believe that nothing in this world is impossible. But the miracle didn't stop there. As Landon was still lost in exploring the mystical realms of heaven, he suddenly encountered two more children he had never seen before. They said they were family, those who had passed before he was born. He didn't understand why they appeared in his life, but his heart instantly recognized who they were. Meeting them again was an immense and utterly unexpected joy, as if the thread of emotion that seemed severed had suddenly been reconnected, though I never truly understood it completely. They looked at him with gentle smiles, without a word, yet he still felt deeply their peace and love. Those moments etched themselves into his mind, never to fade. That moment awakened him, evoking memories of another world, where all pain and sorrow melted away, yielding to eternal peace. Upon waking, those images remained etched in Landon's mind. The golden streets, the figure of Jesus, the angels, his father, and the departed loved ones. It all left an indelible mark on his life. Those emotions never faded but stayed with you throughout your life, especially as you grew older. Every time you looked back at those old images, you felt a surge of unwavering belief in the mystical world, where death was not the end. It was a new beginning, where unconditional love and protection would last forever. This ignited in him a fierce longing to explore life, death, and the mysteries beyond human understanding. You begin to wonder what happens after humans die. Are we only seeing a small fragment of the truth, or are there other hidden wonders we've never realized? It was that very curiosity that led him on a long journey, not only to discover himself but also to unravel the great mysteries of the universe. In his heart, he always believed that it was Jesus Christ himself who entrusted him with a sacred mission, to spread the miracles he had witnessed to all of humanity. Now grown up, Landon looks back on those moments with gratitude. To him, the accident was not just a tragedy, but also a door that opened to reveal a greater reality. That strengthened his faith and gave him a sense of peace. He understood that life was more than just what we see. Even though the doctors had done everything they could to save him, Landon's chance of survival remained incredibly slim. They had warned Julie, Landon's mother, that even if the boy survived, the damage would be devastating. They assured her that if Landon lived, an almost impossible outcome, he would forever remain at the cognitive level of an 8-year-old child. Julie remembered the doctor saying that he might lose the ability to walk, communicate, or eat normally due to brain damage. But she still accepted it, because he was all she had in this world. Amid countless hardships, Julie's resolve remained unshaken like a rock. She was ready to face any challenge ahead just to protect her beloved son. No matter the circumstances, having Landon by her side remained the most precious thing in her life. As Landon struggles to cling to life, Julie is forced to confront the unbearable pain of saying goodbye to her beloved husband at his own funeral. She struggled between anger and confusion toward God. I was utterly furious, heartbroken, and while sitting among the Sangha, I couldn't help but scream at the Lord. Do you understand why this happened? She said. I can. Yet, in that very moment, she prayed more fervently than ever, wishing for Landon to survive safely. Though she may never understand why her husband died, or why her son miraculously survived in such an extraordinary way. But she remained steadfast in her belief that love and faith would carry us through even the darkest of times. Despite suffering a severe head injury and falling into a coma, requiring life support, Landon regained consciousness 2 weeks after the accident. Julie believed this was the result of her prayers. Even more miraculously, the doctors confirmed the boy had no brain damage at all. While Julie was overjoyed that her son had recovered, she now faced a heartbreaking task, telling the boy that his father had not survived. Your face is covered in scars, your head wrapped in white bandages. It made her heart ache too much to hurt you any further. Julie recalled feeling both joy upon learning that Landon had survived without brain damage and heartbreak at having to tell the boy that his father had passed away. Do you know where your father is? Yes, I know where Dad is. I saw him in heaven. Experience did it. Departed loved ones, friends, and siblings you've never met. Mom, by the way, I forgot to tell you. I've already met my 2 younger siblings. Julie was utterly surprised because before Landon was born, she had suffered 2 miscarriages but had never once told him about it. She remembered that the child had recognized them as their siblings, even though no one had ever told them about them. In heaven, I know each and every one of them. I know exactly who everyone is. Every time he faced death, Landon experienced a strange sensation in heaven. For the third time, he met Jesus and received a life-changing message. Jesus appeared to me and commanded that I must return to the earthly world, live a devout life, and proclaim him to all people, for he will come again. Here are the natural English translations based on your options. There is heaven, there are angels. Heed the Lord's word and live by the Bible. Life will become beautiful once everything passes. Following me up there, Landon and his mother began their mission to share their experience, bringing hope to those struggling with the pain of loss. Landon emphasized that he did this for Jesus Christ, while affirming his belief in his existence, heaven, and the angels. After meeting Jesus, he clearly recognized his mission and was determined to fulfill it. Julie looked back on the journey she had taken and quietly reflected on the change in her beliefs. Long ago, she once wondered why God didn't send an angel down to protect her family. But now, she believed that angels had appeared, guiding them according to God's will, rather than letting them drown in sorrow or rage. Julie uses her own story to inspire hope in others, even during their most painful moments. It was an incredibly joyful moment when I saw my son telling others about Jesus, she said. He never ceased to remind everyone that heaven is real, for he himself had once set foot in that very place. Despite surviving severe injuries, Landon now has 23 metal plates implanted in his head. The nose was reconstructed from its rear part but lost symmetry on one side of the eye. But you still lived a nearly normal life, because the fact that you were lucky enough to survive was already an unbelievable miracle. Landon's story is the clearest testament to the enduring power of human will. Despite enduring countless tragedies and severe physical hardships, he resiliently lived every moment to the fullest. Your journey is a tale of courage, inner strength, and the miraculous power of love, a force that can help one overcome even the harshest adversities. We believe God is sending a message to Christians worldwide about the return of Jesus. If you truly value your faith, devote yourself to living a righteous life and take time to pray for those who have gone astray. Always be ready to share your faith whenever the opportunity arises. The Bible teaches us how to live and turn to God. All of this is recorded within it. Thank you all for always being with us. We greatly appreciate your interest and look forward to seeing you in our upcoming videos.